Good morning, Stampers. This is Becky Hahn. It's take two. My camera stopped. I apologize. I don't think this is a repeat. Today it's Becky Hahn at Becky's Stampin' Studio in Davenport, Iowa. It's Friday, so it's my Friday fun day with Becky. We do have rain, and it's rather gray and cloudy here, so you might hear some rumbles of thunder. Today we're going to take a look at a technique. This is our Waves of Inspiration bundle, or Waves of the Ocean promotion bundle that is running right now until May 2nd. And I did this card at our Stamp Club meeting, and they loved how we did the waves. So I thought I would show that to you, as well as some other possibilities of ways to use the wave dies. So where is this all coming from? This is coming from our Waves of the Ocean promotion. This is a flyer. It's also on my website, Stampin' Up's website, so it's a write-in. You'll have to go find it. It is a bundle. Here are some suggestions and some ideas here. It includes the stamp set, which has a gorgeous wave. When they introduced this to the leaders group, I looked at that and I thought, I have not seen anything like that anywhere, especially one with so much detail. It is not a distinctive stamp, although it sure looks like it could be. There's a cute pylon with a pelican sitting on it. Some lovely inspirational messages, sentiments. You're so totally awesome. Your strength is an inspiration. Happy birthday. Our friendship is a thing of beauty. And a little tiny seagull, which is kind of nice. I did use that all over. And then it's got a set of dies. I put mine in with a stamp set. I use a vent cover from Lowe's. You have a two-step or possibly two-step die of the wave that coordinates with the stamp. You can cut it out of the foil. I'll share that with you. It's beautiful, or other things. And it lines up, or you can use it independently. There's a die for the pelican and the pylon. You have larger seagulls that you can cut out. And there's two awesome tag dies that you can thread a ribbon or a piece of the foil through, or whatever your creativity persists. There are also 4 more dies. There is a cute little cloud collection. You have a big cloud and a detail, a little cloud and a detail. Some people use the detail for extra waves in their creations. So we have the stamp set bundle. We'll be carrying over into our next catalog, which I get to see next Wednesday. I'm so excited. These 3 items, the designer series paper, the foil, and the gems, the jewels, will not be carrying over. They are while supplies last. And this has been, demonstrators have been able to order since February, and this has been running since March 1st, so you might not want to delay. So, what is in the paper pack? The DSP has been made with paper and canvas. We have a video on how they did it, and it's so fun. There is a yellow in it with a little bit of petal pink, sunrise, sunsets, this type of thing. Notice I have a chunk out of it. I used the solid piece of the sunflower to create the base behind this sunflower, along with 2 extra petals. That is also, you'll see a chunk missing in one of the green areas. This is the Celebrate Sunflowers bundle stamp set that is on sale right now for 20% off instead of the usual 10 if it's even bundled right now. I mean, in the catalog. So this is one paper. The other side is a gorgeous blues and greens, which you would expect from ocean things. A little granny apple green, might be macaron, pool party. I'll have to look at the back. Pacific Point, which we haven't, and this is navy, not black. So there, notice the bubbles and the interesting effects you have. Here's the piece. I cut out that chunk of leaves. Again, kind of a bubbly, could be a crocodile. Think of the things you could use with that. Here's the other side. Love, love, love that. And so here's the same thing with some of the white, Pacific Point, Night of Navy. See, these two would work really well together. There's a little bit more with the petal pink, calypso coral and yellow. Here's calypso coral and petal pink. I'll be using some of this. Notice you've got some sky. And I tried to duplicate the same card, and the waves come up in different places. So that's not always possible. So that's the designer paper. Then the foil is 2 sheets of 3 colors. And one is navy, which I think looks... Here's a piece of Pacific Point, and here's a piece of navy, so you can see it goes well with both. So you have noticed that the mirrored look to it. There's Coastal Cabana. I love it. And then there's kind of a matted silver, which is not like the silver in our silver pack from Christmas. So you get 2 sheets of each of those. And my favorite and the last thing, and I think I've shared with you, are our gems, the waves, rhinestones. And you might not be able to see them quite as well. It's 6 shades of blues, and I've used them on my card. You have Coastal Cabana, you've got a Granny Apple Green, you have a Pool Party, a light blue, a Pacific Point, and a navy. I think they're just gorgeous. So those are fun. In lots of sizes. I think we have 3 sizes like a lot of our rhinestones do. So that's really kind of nice. So let's get started. What are you going to need to make this wave card besides the stamp set? And this one, as you see, is just the stamp set and the dies. So it doesn't require, for this one at least, the designer paper. Oh, and the rhinestones, of course, and no foil at this point. So we're going to, I'm calling this How to Shade the Wave, a technique. So what you're going to need is your Stamparatus, a pencil, ink pads, sponge daubers, and on my other ways to use, you're going to need adhesive sheets. So we start this. I picked these 3 colors. This is Coastal Cabana, and it's half a sheet. And I'm going to just fold it in half. My next layer, I prefer an 1/8 inch layer unless I design it to specifically be different rather than a 1/16. This is about gone. I tell my ladies at the care facility 4 corners and down the middle. And then we have a piece of basic white. It's 5 by 3 3/4, so I have 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And right now, I want this piece because we're going to start by stamping the wave on this. How are we going to do it? Whenever I have a large stamp like this wave, I like to put it on my Stamparatus. It's hard to hang on to, and it's hard to get an even pressure and even inking and even stamping. So if it doesn't come out really, really well, then I can ink it up again and close the door and do it again. Now, this stamp has rubber on it, a foam backing, so I don't need, this also comes with a black mat. You'll need that if it's a clear photopolymer stamp. It makes it too high right now with the regular foam mounted stamp. So what we're going to do, I also like to use, if this is an accessory, this is the grid paper that you can get. I like to put it there so it saves my plate underneath. And then it comes with 2 high-powered magnets. These are my originals. I do have another set, but until these really go, you can see mine have split. You will want to wrap them with some kind of something to hang on to. This is regular duct tape. However long we've had this, maybe 3 years is how long these have been wrapped. This broke almost immediately, and so this will help hold this down while I get this set up. And I wanted to show you how I set it up. Okay, so this is a smaller piece. I don't like to try and get it into the corners because then sometimes it doesn't stamp real well, but I am going to put it up against, and so what I did is I placed a pencil mark. So when this is great way to set it up if you are making multiples, like a thank you or a wedding invitation or Christmas cards or whatever. I mark where this is going to be. So everybody at my stamp club put their piece here, and it always turned out. Then you take your stamp, and I'm going to line it up on that pencil piece. Pencil mark. Whoops, I'm sorry, got my head in there. Close the door. Attach it to this door. Now I put it on the left because I ink with my right hand. What's nice about our Stamparatus, these hinges, there's no right or wrong. You can put it wherever you want to keep you happy and however you want to do. Our first color that we're going to use is going to be Coastal Cabana. So I'm going to do a test run, and one of the first things you're going to need is stamp case is perfect for giving you some resistance. So I happen to have my, okay, so we ink that all up, and I'm just doing a test run here. One of my Stampin' Up! Friends, customers, and now demonstrator, maybe this is a die, wooden die from Hobby Lobby, I think, and then this is a felt chair leg, keep things from scratching. Okay. All right, so I have a little problem here, but as far as the pencil line goes, my lining, where it's lined up is great. So I'm going to put my piece of basic white. You want to have your magnets up and out of the way. Kind of double check, make sure I'm not going to stamp on my tape. You can see I need to make sure I make contact there. This is why the Stamparatus is perfect for big stamps. So I'm going to push a little harder here and all over. If you don't have something like this, it helps. See, it slides so nicely. Use your fingers. Okay, the whole thing came out. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. Notice the detail. There is white foam, what have you. Okay, we're going to leave it there. So how do we add the shading? I selected from observing and watching or whatever, I've selected two colors, Pacific Point Night of Navy. I've got my sponge daubers. This says Pacific. I keep these. Maybe I'll clean it up a little bit. And so you just kind of look at the stamp and think, okay, it needs a little darker color, and this is totally at your discretion. So I'm going to put this under the curve. Let's see, I have it back a little bit and maybe along in here. You could also use your blending brushes if you have those and no sponge daubers. They have a bigger surface. I like the control I get with the little sponge dauber. Okay, and we'll lift it up. Can you see how it's kind of a teal color? I think I'm needing to add a little over here. I think it's just a little too localized, so I'll just add a little more. No two will look alike. Okay, and if you want to, you can. No one says this is your card. If you do that, it could get into the white spaces that you really don't want to do. Okay, then let's add, I told the girls they could either add the navy or not. I think on mine, I kind of put it down in through here. It's totally up to you. So again, I have a sponge dauber with navy. I'm not cleaning in between. Let's see. So let's add, and the stamp, as you can see, went over because I've trimmed that piece to 3 3/4. Okay, and I'm going to deepen it right in through here. And make contact with my white paper. Oh, I think I could use, it's not as navy-ish See how they're all so different? And I don't want to put it directly onto my rubber from my